Hello, everyone, and welcome back to US Podcast, the podcast where we help you speak fluent, natural, real American English. I'm Sarah, and I am so happy you're here today.
And I'm Mike. Oh my goodness, wherever you're listening from right now, whether you're on your morning commute, taking a walk, or curled up at home with a cup of coffee, honestly, thank you. Thank you for choosing to spend this time with us. It genuinely means the world.
It really does. And hey, before we dive in, just a quick reminder. If you're enjoying the show and you want to sound more like a native speaker every single day, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us keep going, and it means you'll never miss an episode like this one.
All right, so Sarah, real talk. How has your day been so far?
Honestly, Mike, one of those calm, quiet, normal days. Nothing dramatic, nothing too exciting, but you know what? I actually love those days. There's something so peaceful about them.
Same here. Quiet days are actually perfect for learning. Your mind is relaxed, open, not stressed, just ready to absorb new things.
Exactly. And today's topic fits that mood perfectly because it's something a lot of learners think they already understand, but still feel confused and a little frustrated about when they actually try to use it.
That's so true. So today, we're talking about something you've probably heard hundreds of times in movies, TV shows, or just listening to native speakers in real life.
And that is would have plus the past participle.
Now, when learners see sentences like, I would have called you, or she would have helped, they often just stop, pause, stare at the screen.
Right, they understand each word separately, would, have, helped, but when those words come together, it feels blurry, a little foggy.
And honestly, a little scary.
It really is. So many learners tell us, I know would, I know have, I know past verbs, but the moment they come together, my brain just freezes.
So let's say this clearly right now. If this structure feels confusing to you, you are completely normal. You are not weak in English. Please don't feel bad about this.
Not even a little. This structure is not usually taught properly at beginner levels. And then, suddenly, when learners reach B1 or B2, it appears everywhere, and nobody really explains why we use it. They only teach how.
So, in today's episode, we are not just memorizing rules, we are going to understand the meaning, the feeling, and the real-life use of this structure together.
And we're covering would have been, and how they flow naturally in everyday American conversation.
This lesson is best for B1 to B2 learners, but if you're A1 or A2, hey, don't go anywhere. You can still listen and just absorb the feeling of the language.
Think of it like listening to a beautiful song before you learn the lyrics. The rhythm stays with you. The emotion stays with you.
Oh, I love that. That's so good, Sarah. All right, let's begin. I have a question for you.
Ooh, go ahead.
Okay, when you hear this sentence, I would have helped you, what do you feel, like deep down?
I feel regret, like something didn't happen. Something was wanted, but it slipped away.
Exactly. And that feeling, that is the key to this whole structure. Would have doesn't just carry information, it carries an emotion. It talks about a past action, but not a real past action. It talks about a past possibility that did not happen.
Let's break that down slowly. Imagine this. Yesterday, your friend was moving to a new apartment. You wanted to help. You really did, but you were sick.
So you stayed home, you didn't go. And today you see your friend, and you say with a soft voice, I would have helped you, but I was sick.
That one sentence tells us three things. First, you wanted to help. Second, you didn't help. And third, there was a reason, a real reason.
That is the heart of would have. It's not about what happened, it's about what could have happened, but didn't. It lives in that tender in-between space.
Many learners mix this up with simple past. If you say, I helped you, that's a real action. Done. Over.
But I would have helped you. That lives in an imaginary past, a past that exists only in your heart and your mind.
And in English, we use this structure to talk about regrets, missed chances, polite explanations, and those quiet moments of looking back on life.
That's why this structure is so deeply human. Native speakers use it when they look back and think, if things were just a little different.
Let's look at another example. You would have passed the exam, but you got sick. What does that mean, Mike?
It means you didn't pass. But, and this is important, you had the ability. You were ready. The situation just got in the way.
Exactly. Would have often shows ability plus condition. Change the condition, and the result changes too.
Now, let's talk about the form, but no pressure, no grammar fear, we promise.
Absolutely zero pressure. The structure is beautifully simple. Would plus have plus past participle. For example, would have gone, would have seen, would have done, would have helped.
And the past participle is the same one you use with like have eaten, have finished, have been. You already know these.
Which brings us to another very common and very beautiful form, would have been. This one shows up everywhere in American conversation.
For example, it would have been amazing, meaning it was not amazing because it didn't happen, but in your heart, you can feel what it could have been.
Or, that would have been so nice, a gentle sigh, a polite expression of regret.
English speakers use this to sound soft, kind, thoughtful, not harsh, not blaming. It's gentle language.
That's why this structure matters so much socially. It helps you express your feelings without sounding cold or aggressive.
All right, let's pause for just a second. If you're listening right now and thinking, oh my gosh, so that's what it means, please know you are doing amazing. Keep going.
Don't try to memorize 10 sentences. Just feel it. Sit with it. Now let's bring this into real life.
Yes, because grammar only truly makes sense when you can see yourself inside the sentence.
Let's start with something super relatable. Work and jobs.
Okay, imagine this. You applied for a job. You prepared really hard. You wanted this. But on the big day, the interview, your nerves completely took over.
It happens to everyone. And later, maybe that night, you sit quietly and think, I would have answered better, but I was just too nervous.
That sentence is powerful. It's honest. It shows you had the ability, but fear stepped in front of you.
Now, compare that to what learners often say instead. I answered better, but I was nervous. That's confusing. It sounds like you did well, but you didn't.
So, I would have answered better is what protects your meaning. It keeps your story true.
One more work example. Your manager walks over and asks, why didn't you come in yesterday? And instead of fumbling for words, you reply calmly, I would have come, but my child was sick.
Notice how gentle that sounds. You're not being defensive. You're not making excuses. You're just explaining with dignity and calm.
Now, let's move to relationships, because this is where would have really gets deep.
Oh, yes. Very deep. Imagine you forgot a close friend's birthday. That hurts. You feel awful. And when you finally see them, you look them in the eye and say, I would have called you. I really would have. But I lost my phone that whole day.
You're showing intention. You're saying, I cared. I thought of you. But life, complicated, messy life, got in the way.
That is a huge difference from simply saying, I didn't call you. Those words feel cold, distant, like you didn't care.
Would have adds humanity. It adds heart.
Now, let's talk about common mistakes learners make. This part is really, really important.
Yes, one big mistake, learners use would have when there's no condition attached. For example, someone says, yesterday I would have gone to the market.
That sentence just floats. It feels unfinished. The listener is waiting. Why? Why would you have gone?
Exactly. Would have needs a why. It needs a reason. I would have gone to the market, but it was raining. Now it's complete. Now it breathes.
With a smile, another mistake, mixing up would have with would like to. Learners sometimes say, I would have to call you. That's a completely different sentence.
Right. I would have called you is past imagination. I would like to call you is a present or future desire. Small words, huge difference in meaning.
Now, let's look at would have been a little more closely. This one comes up so naturally when we talk about situations and feelings.
For example, the trip would have been so much fun, meaning the trip didn't happen or it went badly, but in your imagination, you can feel what it could have been.
With gentle disappointment in his voice. Another one, it would have been easier if you told me earlier. That's not anger, that's not blame. It's just quiet, soft disappointment. It keeps things peaceful.
Very American, actually. Americans often use this kind of gentle language to avoid conflict and keep relationships warm.
Now, let's do a quick comparison to really clear things up. Sarah, give us the 4 sentences.
Clearly, one by one. I didn't help him. Just a fact, no feeling. I couldn't help him. Sadness, inability. I wouldn't help him. Firmness, a choice, a refusal. I would have helped him. Warmth, willingness, but no opportunity.
With quiet amazement, 4 sentences, 4 completely different feelings. That is why grammar is never boring, because grammar is meaning. Grammar is emotion.
It really is.
All right, let's slow down again. Breathe. If you're thinking right now, wow, I've heard these sentences so many times, but I never understood them like this, that feeling you have right now, that's called progress. Hold on to it.
You don't need to use would have perfectly tomorrow. Just start noticing it in movies, in conversations, in your own quiet thoughts.
Now, let's talk about actually using it while speaking, because understanding is one thing, but when you open your mouth,
The brain goes completely blank.
every single time. People always say, I know the rule, but the moment I open my mouth, I panic. That panic is normal, and today we're going to soften it together.
Someone asks you, why didn't you join us yesterday? Many learners panic and say, I was busy, which is fine, but it's flat. It closes the door.
Now, listen to this instead. I would have joined you, but I had a family commitment. Can you feel how different that is?
It's warmer. It's fuller. It shows that you cared, that you wanted to be there.
Now, a speaking mistake to watch for. Learners sometimes say, I would have joined you. They forget the past participle.
So let's go slowly. Would have plus past participle. Join, joined. Help, helped. Go, gone. Say those out loud. Let them feel natural in your mouth.
Health and daily life. I would have exercised more, but I was just too tired after work. That's so real, so honest, so human.
Compare that to, I would exercise more, but I was tired. That sounds like a habit, not a past reflection. The time is wrong. The feeling is off.
Emotionally connected. Family moments. These are deep. I would have called my parents earlier, but I got busy. That sentence carries so much. Honesty, a little guilt, love.
Now, would have been in real conversation. Someone asks, how was the party?
And you say, it would have been fun, but I arrived so late. The energy was already gone.
And carefully noting the mistake. Learners sometimes say, it would be fun, but I arrived late. That mixes up time. English is very sensitive about time, and mixing it up confuses the listener.
So, always ask yourself, am I talking about a past situation that didn't go as expected? If yes, would have been is exactly what you need.
Now, a big fluency tip. Practice thinking out loud.
Yes, instead of going silent while your brain searches for the right word, keep the conversation flowing. Say, I would have said yes, but I just needed more time to think. It sounds natural and it buys you time.
Social situations. Someone invites you somewhere. You couldn't make it. Later, you explain, I would have come, but I just wasn't feeling well.
Isn't that beautiful? It's warm, it's respectful. It says, I value you enough to explain.
Now, real spoken correction. Learner says, I didn't tell you because I forgot. Correct, but cold, direct, almost harsh.
Now say this instead. I would have told you, but it just completely slipped my mind. Soft, human, natural.
One big reminder, don't overuse would have. Use it when there's a real reason, a real condition, a real reflection. Otherwise, it starts sounding forced and people notice.
Use it with intention. Use it with heart.
All right, let's bring everything together with full, real-life scenarios.
You overslept. You feel a little frazzled. You tell your friend, I would have woken up earlier, but my alarm just didn't go off.
Your friend asks, did you miss breakfast too? And you sigh, yeah, I would have eaten breakfast, but I was already running so late.
Simple, real, natural. That's it.
You missed a meeting. Your colleague looks concerned, and you say, calmly, responsibly, I would have attended, but I got completely caught up in another task.
So much better than just, I missed it. It shows care. It shows accountability.
Would have with feelings. The party would have been so much more fun if you came. That sentence has longing in it. It says your presence was missed.
Common mistake. I would go to the gym, but I was tired. The time is off.
The natural, correct version. I would have gone to the gym, but I was just too tired. Say that. Feel that.
Another one. You forgot a friend's birthday. You feel guilty. The learner mistake. I would forget your birthday. That sounds strange, almost like a threat.
Not ideal. The warm, natural way. I would have wished you, but I completely forgot, and I'm so sorry. That's real. That's human.
Now, conditional sentences. If I had known about the sale, I would have bought so many more things.
Oh, very relatable. Or, if I had joined the meeting earlier, it would have been so much easier to follow.
Both reflect past hypothetical situations, things that didn't happen, but you're imagining how different they could have been.
And these sentences, they sound smart. They sound thoughtful, without being complicated at all.
One last fun one. A missed movie night. I would have joined you at the cinema, but work just ran so late.
It would have been such an amazing night to watch that movie together.
See how perfectly those two work? Would have shows your intention. Would have been shows the feeling, the experience that almost was.
Mix them together naturally, just like real Americans do every single day.
Let's finish with one full, flowing conversation. Two friends talking about a weekend hike they almost shared.
Hey, I heard about the hike yesterday. I really missed out, didn't I?
Oh, I would have invited you. I really would have, but I honestly didn't know your schedule.
It would have been so fun if I'd come along.
I know. Next time, I'll tell you in advance. I promise. We would have all had such a wonderful time together.
You hear that? That's real conversation, real emotion, real English. Both would have and would have been, flowing naturally without a second thought.
The more you practice, the more these phrases stop feeling like grammar and start feeling like you.
Speak them out loud. Use them today, even in small, quiet sentences. Don't wait for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. Just speak.
And please, do not be afraid of small mistakes. Mistakes are not failures. They are proof that you are trying, and trying is everything.
These structures make you sound polite, thoughtful, emotionally aware. And that is what real, confident English sounds like.
So friends, keep going. Keep practicing. Try your own sentences. Notice would have the next time it appears in a movie, a conversation, or even your own thoughts.
And notice how your conversations start feeling more natural, more warm, more yours.
Sincerely, we truly, genuinely hope today's episode made something click for you. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for spending this time with us on US Podcast.
Consistency is the key, friends. A little practice every single day takes you further than you think.
Until next time, stay curious, stay confident, and keep speaking.
Take care of yourselves, everyone.
Bye-bye. We'll see you in the next one.